In the bustling city of Concordia, nestled amidst the rolling hills and pristine lakes, there stood an institution that prided itself on its reputation for academic excellence and inclusivity. Concordia University had a long-standing tradition of welcoming students from diverse backgrounds, embracing different cultures, and celebrating the richness that diversity brought to its campus. At the heart of this esteemed institution was Dr. Robert Harrison. He had been the Dean of Admissions for over 2 decades, a position he had earned through years of dedication and hard work. His impeccable record and unwavering commitment to the university's principles had made him an influential figure within the institution. Dr. Harrison had grown up in a small, predominantly white town on the outskirts of Concordia. His upbringing had been sheltered, and his exposure to diversity had been limited. As the world evolved, so did the demographics of the city and the university. More and more students of color, different races, began applying to Concordia University, seeking the world-class education it offered. Initially, Dr. Harrison embraced this change and saw it as an opportunity to further the institution's commitment to inclusivity. However, over time, Dr. Harrison's mindset began to shift. He started harboring deep-seated prejudices against students of color, particularly black students. He would scoff at their applications, making snide remarks about their qualifications and suitability for the university. One sunny morning in early spring, Dr. Harrison sat at his desk, going through a stack of applications. Among them was an application from Jamal Williams, a bright and ambitious young black man from a low-income neighborhood in Concordia. His grades were exemplary, he was involved in various extracurricular activities, and his personal essay spoke of his dreams and determination to break free from the cycle of poverty that had gripped his family for generations. As Dr. Harrison read Jamal's application, he couldn't deny the young man's potential. Yet, his prejudice reared its ugly head, and he found himself searching for any excuse to deny Jamal admission. When he couldn't find any, he resorted to a callous indifference, deeming Jamal not a good fit for the institution. Little did Dr. Harrison know that Jamal's application had not gone unnoticed. Dr. Sarah Mitchell, a professor of sociology and a member of the university's admissions committee, had been reviewing applications as well. Sarah had a reputation for her unflinching commitment to fairness and equality. She had grown increasingly concerned about Dr. Harrison's actions in recent years, and Jamal's application had raised a red flag. Sarah decided to take matters into her own hands. She discreetly contacted Jamal and invited him to her office. "Jamal, I've read your application, and I'm deeply impressed by your achievements and aspirations," Sarah began. "But I want to be honest with you. Your application has been met with resistance in the admissions office, and I suspect it's due to prejudice. I want to help you navigate this process fairly." He had heard stories about discrimination, but he had never experienced it firsthand. Sarah gathering evidence of Dr. Harrison's discriminatory actions. She discreetly interviewed other members of the admissions committee, who shared their concerns about Dr. Harrison's biased decision-making. Together, they compiled a compelling case against him. As the evidence mounted, Sarah and her colleagues took their case to the university's administration. The senior leadership was appalled by the findings and the potential damage to the university's reputation. They initiated a thorough investigation into the matter. Dr. Harrison, oblivious to the storm that was brewing, continued to operate under the assumption that his prejudices would go unchecked. However, the investigation soon reached its conclusion, and the evidence against him was overwhelming. The university's president, Dr. Evelyn Martinez, called for a meeting. The meeting was tense, and the weight of Dr. Harrison's actions bore down on him as Dr. Martinez presented the evidence. "It is with a heavy heart that I must inform you that you are being relieved of your duties as the Dean of Admissions, effective immediately." Dr. Evelyn Martinez said. His face turned ashen as he realized the severity of the situation. Dr. Harrison's world crumbled around him. As he left the president's office, he couldn't help but reflect on the choices he had made and the damage he had done. Meanwhile, Jamal Williams received an acceptance letter from Concordia University, along with a full scholarship. Dr. Sarah Mitchell, who had championed his cause, became his mentor and guide throughout his academic journey. Jamal thrived in his new environment, excelling in his studies and becoming a vocal advocate for diversity and inclusion on campus. In the wake of Dr. Harrison's dismissal, Concordia University embarked on a journey of self-examination and transformation. The university organized town hall meetings, workshops, and diversity training sessions for its faculty and staff. Dr. Sarah Mitchell played a pivotal role in leading these initiatives. Her passion for equality and her unwavering commitment to justice inspired others to join the cause. Slowly but surely, the campus culture began to shift, becoming more inclusive and welcoming to students from all walks of life. One sunny afternoon, Jamal received an unexpected email. It was from Dr. Robert Harrison, the former dean of admissions. The subject line read, "A letter of apology." Dr. Harrison had poured his heart into the message, expressing profound regret for his past actions and the pain he had caused to individuals like Jamal. Over the months that followed, Dr. Harrison remained true to his word. He became involved in campus diversity and inclusion committees, sharing his experiences and advocating for policies that would prevent future discrimination. He also worked with a therapist to address the root causes of his prejudice, delving into his upbringing and biases. As Dr. Harrison transformed, so did the university. Policies were re-evaluated and revamped to ensure a more inclusive admissions process. Scholarships were established to support underprivileged students, and campus cultural events flourished. Concordia became a model for other institutions grappling with issues of discrimination and prejudice. The scholarship was a tangible symbol of commitment to making amends and fostering a more inclusive campus. As the years passed, Jamal continued to excel academically, but his passion for social justice led him down a different path. He decided to pursue a career in law, focusing on civil rights and equality. His journey had come full circle, from being the victim of discrimination to becoming a champion for change. At his graduation ceremony, Jamal stood before his fellow graduates, friends, and mentors. He gave a heartfelt speech about the power of forgiveness, redemption, and the capacity for growth and change within each of us. Dr. Robert Harrison sat in the audience, his eyes filled with pride and gratitude. And in that transformation, both Jamal and Dr. Harrison had discovered the enduring power of second chances and the capacity of individuals and institutions to evolve for the better.